Let's do this. I've lit this candle so many times. I think most of the icing is wax by now.
The wax is good for you. It's nutritious.
Hey, what's up? I'm Aaron. Welcome to the channel. Today we're celebrating something pretty special. It has been 1 year of me doing YouTube. So yeah, big day, big day. It hasn't been easy or glamorous. I'm not rich and famous, but this is a really big milestone for the channel and for me personally. And so today, you and me, are celebrating 1 year of me creating YouTube videos. And so, yeah, welcome. I wanted to share a couple of the things that I've picked up and that I've learned from a year of making YouTube videos. So I'll tell you a little bit about my story quick. I went to teach English in China last year, and as I was gearing up and getting ready to go, a few months before, I thought it would be really cool to document my journey, right? And so I set up this YouTube channel and I just started making practice videos so that I could be good by the time that I got to China. It did not exactly work that way. There was a whole new culture to deal with, a full new job, and this completely new shooting and editing process that I wasn't that good at still. So it took me a little while to kind of find my groove slowly over time. And then things didn't really go the way I was planning with China either. So I was supposed to be there for a full year, but unfortunately the conditions and the job were just a lot for me. I was sick all the time and I just really didn't like the job. So I ended up leaving after 6 months and coming back to Canada. And so I'm still learning and I'm still trying to grow and find my niche and all that. The direction of the channel keeps evolving and it's kind of shifted more towards documenting my life and seeing what happens. Okay, it is a lot harder than it looks. When you see influencers online, a lot of them make it look really easy. It's not. There is so much happening behind the scenes of a good video that you don't realize until you try making one. There's sound effects, there's good music. You have to make sure that you've crafted the video in a logical and good narrative way. Another thing that's way tougher than I expected is talking to a camera. It's not easy to just see yourself right there and be natural, be relaxed, and talk the way you would talk to a friend. It takes some getting used to. That kind of relates to my next point, which is it's really, really uncomfortable. For me, the style of videos that I picked was kind of travel vlogs being in China. And so a lot of the times I would have to go and record myself outside in public. And it was really hard for me because I felt so self-conscious. I don't want anybody to see me taking even a selfie of myself on my phone. So to set up a tripod and set it down, set up the mic equipment, make sure the lighting's okay. And then after all of that, to look at the camera and just talk effortlessly and normally as if you're not super, super anxious right now, it's tough. That's just part of it. It's a comfort zone thing. As you go a little bit out, your comfort zone comes to meet you, and then you have to go a little bit out further and your comfort zone starts expanding. When I first started recording, I wanted to edit out every single pause, every single like and I hate the way I talk, like this is terrible, why would anybody listen to this? But after a little while you kind of get a little bit more comfortable. That's just how I am. My friends don't seem to mind, my family doesn't seem to mind, so what's the big deal, really? When I first started, it was all about the subscribers in my head. I was like, if I post this much, I can get this many subscribers, I can make this much money, and we'll be laughing. But over time, you kind of have to decide why you're doing this, and ultimately that wasn't enough to keep me going. What has been enough to keep me going is the self-growth and the creative outlet that I get from making these videos. So I've been encouraged to leave my comfort zone quite a lot. It's been hard, but rewarding. Another really important aspect of being a content creator is you gotta have faith. This whole vision that you have in your head of I'm gonna share my thoughts out there, I'm gonna share my creativity with the world online, put everything out there, and people are gonna watch it. it sounds kind of crazy, and you have to kind of be a little bit delusional and have faith in yourself that it is going to happen, even though it makes no sense for anybody to actually go and watch your videos and subscribe to your channel and all this weird stuff. You just have to, despite that, all of this evidence that you're seeing about why this isn't gonna work, you have to look at it and still be like, I'm gonna do it regardless. I'm still gonna try. There will be times where you question yourself. You say, am I actually any good at this? Am I just wasting my time? Will I ever make a penny off of this? Of course, it's more reasonable to quit and just focus on your day job, focus on something that's gonna bring you money faster. But like I said, it's not about the money, it's not about the subscribers, it's not about all of these other external things. It's about just keeping going and having that faith that if you keep going, if you keep being true to yourself, you keep making things that you care about, people will come, the subscribers will come, all that other stuff will come later. Success has to come as a byproduct, not as the direct goal. And that is the tough part about it. Just having that faith in yourself. But again, huge growth opportunity. Okay, this for me is probably one of the biggest takeaways of this whole year. Don't compare yourself to other creators. It is terrible, it is poison for your creative mind. I have been very, very guilty many times of spending too much time looking at YouTube analytics, looking at my numbers. How many views did this get? How many subscribers do I have? I thought this was my Sistine Chapel and it has 24 views. And now I'm feeling really down about myself that nobody watched it or nobody liked it or people commented something mean under it. If you're only worried about the numbers, you lose sight of why you're doing this in the first place. The reason for most people to start a content channel of any kind is that you feel that there's something that you can contribute to society, to the internet, to the world. And when you just reduce that to little numbers, this is only worth 100 views, this is only worth 1,000 views. It works the flip side too. Like, just because a lot of people watched your video doesn't mean that it was true to you either. When you get lost in the numbers and comparing yourself to how everybody else is doing, you lose track of the reason that you started and you made the video in the first place, which was to share part of you with the world. All you can do is put in the effort and put it out there and then see what happens. You have to learn to accept what's in your control, making the videos, and what's out of your control, how many people like them or watch them. So don't rush it. Let things unfold the way they're gonna unfold. I think most of the advice that I'm saying at like you, it's actually me, because these are all things I've had to negotiate and talk to myself about. So I know for some people you're probably pretty curious to see my numbers and how the channel has done over this full year. The numbers are not the most important thing, but they do give a part of the picture. So I do want to share that. Okay, so this is my year of YouTube in numbers. I posted 19 times in that year. I got 26,000 views, 1.5 thousand watch hours, and 357 subscribers. The first 6 months, I didn't really post very much, and naturally I didn't get that much traction. Impressions, that is the number of time my thumbnail and video were shown to people on their YouTube pages in some form, like on their homepage or on the end of other videos. Impression click-through rate, so when people saw my thumbnail, how often did they click through? About 3%. And on average, people watch my videos for 3 minutes and 43 seconds. Like I said, the numbers aren't the most important thing, but if you're curious, those are my figures. I know they're not that impressive, to be honest. Like, I've seen other channels do these kinds of videos and they just hit it out of the park because they're putting in the work. Nobody can deny that. It takes a lot of work to build up a channel like that. For me, there was some other road bumps personally with my job and culture shock in China that slowed me down in the beginning, plus not being able to actually have any YouTube skills and edit the videos. I started completely from scratch, and this is pretty much what my numbers looked like. As you build confidence, as you build your skills, it'll be easier to be consistent over time, and it'll be easier to see your numbers going up. That might be a little bit underwhelming to find out that I did this for a year and I had less than 1 subscriber per day. If you are starting out, know that it's gonna be kind of slow for a while. That's okay. I hope it's not for you. Genuinely, if you're starting a channel, I really hope like things pick up and give you that motivation. But it's a very real possibility that it might be slow like me. So don't get discouraged. We're in the same boat, and just keep pushing forward. Some people are kind of late bloomers, especially if you've never even tried anything remotely close to making a YouTube channel before. Give yourself some grace. Things will happen as they happen. Okay, next thing. Consistency is key. The most important thing that you can be doing is getting back on the horse. Whether your last video did really, really well or really, really poorly, you just gotta keep going. And you just keep making them and making them and making them. Perfection is not real. Perfection will never happen. What is that quote? The saying is, art is never finished, only abandoned. If you ask any artist, any content creator about one of their pieces of work, they will inevitably be able to tell you this tiny, tiny detail. Oh, I could still, I could shade this a little bit more. I could have made that cut a little bit cleaner. There is a point at which you just have to say, enough. I'm gonna post it. I'm done. It's good enough. Because there will always be something else that you can do. You'll never be 100% satisfied with your work. You can get to 99, and that is the limit, in my opinion. Don't even worry about 99% satisfaction. When you're first starting, get to like 70. Because over time, as your abilities start to match your creativity, that's when your satisfaction is going to start to go up. But it takes time to build those skills. So don't worry in the beginning about hitting perfection or making something that you're going to be super, super satisfied with, because it's just unrealistic. The most important thing is just being consistent and just making another one, making another one. You learn by doing. That's the bottom line. You learn by doing. Overall, this has been such an incredible experience. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I really love the perspective that I get and the process of making a video that I'm proud of. I'm gonna keep doing this for a long time, regardless of whether the channel blows up or not, because it has actually given me a lot in terms of personal growth and just a cool hobby. I think if you're debating with yourself whether you should or shouldn't start a channel, do it. Do it, 100%. Just make that first video. I made mine with my voice shaking, bad lighting, no equipment, just threw my phone down and started talking. Everybody has to start somewhere. Even if it takes a long time, even if this continues to go very, very slowly, I don't mind. I'm in it for the long run, and I hope you'll join me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace. I wish for you to subscribe.